evening. How about a round of applause for Monk and John, keyboardist and guitarist. They dazzle us every year, and we're glad they're here. Welcome to the 22nd, or if you're technical, the 27th anniversary of recognizing those that have made immense impacts on our area. Let's begin our evening by honoring America with the presentation of our colors from the Naval Junior Reserve Officer Training Corps of Thomas R. Proctor High School under the direction of former board member and Master Chief Mark Williamson.
Please.
Ready, cut, right, face.
Forward, march.
Good evening, everybody. My name is Lou Parada. I'm your MC tonight. It is my honor to introduce our Executive Director, Rebecca McLean.
Well, good evening, everybody, and welcome to the 2023 Historical Hall of Fame and Living Legends celebration. Tonight, we gather to honor members of our community who have shaped our local history and made the world a better place. From those present at the start of our nation to those making a difference in the 21st century. Oneida County Historical Hall of Fame was started in 1946 to ensure that noteworthy people in and from our community and their achievements are recorded. Tonight, we continue that tradition and induct 4 living legends. Richard Alexander, an entrepreneur and philanthropist. Evon Ervin, a community, government, and cultural leader. Honorable Anthony J. Garramone, a respected judge and valued public servant. Yeah, we can applause if we want, absolutely. And Frank Giotto, a business leader and founder of Fiber Instrument Sales. Tonight we also honor and induct the Hall of Fame Class of 2023. This is a posthumous award given to people who have made an impact on our community and an impact on the world. The Class of 2023 includes Welsh preacher and abolitionist Robert Everett, Norman Hill, Utica's first African-American real estate broker and a community leader. Shirley Waters, pioneering newspaperwoman and arts advocate and artist. And Revolutionary War hero, we're going back in time, Colonel Marinus Willett. So now I'd like to call up our board president, Julie Gadaris.
As board president, I get the best job of all tonight. I'm here simply to say thank you. So the History Center shines because the community cares about history. The History Center prospers because of the generosity of others. The History Center flourishes because of each and every one of you here tonight. Thank you.
It's now my honor to call up our County Executive, Anthony Picenti, who has some special comments and some special awards.
Good evening. Good evening. It is a great evening to celebrate and to honor this great community and leaders in this great community, and I'm honored to be here. And I'm always honored to be county executive, and the history of this county is immense, and it's because of the very people in this room and so many others in your booklet as you look through and see the people that have passed through and really have made this county, this community, the great community that it is. I want to thank the History Center, the entire board of directors for the work that they do and for keeping the history of Oneida County at the forefront. So thank you all for supporting the History Center. thank you for coming tonight. Thank you for honoring me with being county executive and really representing the greatest county in New York State. God bless you. Thank you.
Thank you, County Executive. We also have proclamations for you folks from Assemblywoman Buttonshaw, who was here. You got to see her. She had another event. And Senator Joe Griffel. Anybody that would like to look at him, go ahead. All right, I hope you enjoyed the meal. It was delicious. We thank the Irish Cultural Center for a great meal. I'd like to take this moment to thank Alex Stronach for producing the video we're about to see. Steve Perda, who's here tonight from SUNY Poly. We thank him for helping us present the Hall of Fame video. And Dennis Dewey, who did our voiceover. Dennis is over there. How about a round of applause for those folks? We also would like to thank Marilee Ensign for her voiceover. Marilee is not here tonight. This video is about 11 minutes, and it introduces us to all of our Hall of Famers, okay? Some of the descendants of our Hall of Famers are in the crowd tonight. They will be called upon after to come and accept certificates on the Hall of Famers' behalf. So sit back, relax. When the video is over, we'll meet the descendants of our newest class of Oneida County History Center Hall of Famers.
Hi there, everybody. I'm Joe Kelly, Director Emeritus of the Oneida County History Center. I am standing here in 1608 Genesee Street, home of the Oneida County Historical Hall of Fame. It is my pleasure to introduce to you the class of 2023, but first, a little history. The Historical Hall of Fame was started in 1946 and honors individuals from Oneida County who made an impact on our community and the world. Its goal is to ensure that noteworthy people and their achievements are recorded in local history. Inductees are world-renowned artists, scientists, inventors, athletes, pioneers, business and community leaders, as well as local and national politicians. More than 130 remarkable people have been recognized since the program's inception. Past honorees include Oneida Indian Nation leader Chief Shenandoah, Henry DeSpirito, a nationally celebrated artist and sculptor, Utica native Barbara Cope, who would eventually become a saint, Saint Mary Ann of Molokai, Olympic speed skater Valentine Bialis, James Schoolcraft Sherman, who was Vice President of the United States under President William Howard Taft, and George Eastman, the founder of Kodak. These are just some of the celebrated individuals who have shaped our community and made Oneida County what it is today. They will now be joined by the class of 2023. They are Robert Everett, who was a Welsh preacher, abolitionist, and printer. Norman Hill, Utica's first African-American real estate broker. Shirley Waters, a pioneering newspaperwoman and arts advocate. And Revolutionary War hero, Colonel Marinus Willett. We hope you'll enjoy tonight's program about these exceptional people. Thank you for joining the History Center to celebrate and honor excellence in local history.
Robert Everett was a congregational minister, printer, and noted abolitionist. He emigrated from Wales in 1823 and started his career in Utica, New York, at what is now the Cornerstone Plymouth Bethesda Church. He later relocated to the Remsen-Steuben area, settling at the Capel Uca. Everett preached against slavery long before his contemporaries, and his early years were not peaceful. Some felt the abolitionists' cause was too extreme, and he was often threatened, harassed, and even attacked. He remained resolute in his beliefs. He started a monthly newsletter which was distributed to Welsh American settlements across the United States from 1840 to 1875. His goal was to persuade new immigrants to become citizens and voters. As many Welsh settlers retained their native language, Everett was uniquely able to reach them. He felt that a united Welsh community could influence and support the movement to abolish slavery. Everett was an active station master in the Underground Railroad and encouraged the Welsh to support the Civil War. His follower Erasmus Jones joined an African American regiment as a chaplain, and Everett promoted their activities worldwide. The Everett family also supported the abolition movement. His sons attended the integrated Oneida Institute at Whitesboro, and his eldest son joined John Brown in Kansas. After the war, Everett encouraged the Welsh to help educate those formerly enslaved. His daughter started schools in Norfolk, Virginia, and Charleston, South Carolina. Everett received permission from Frederick Douglass and Harriet Beecher Stowe to translate their works into Welsh and was referred to as Our Welsh Friend by Douglass. Everett was inducted into the National Abolition Hall of Fame in Peterborough, New York in 2022 in recognition of his lifelong leadership in the anti-slavery movement. He now joins the Oneida County Historical Hall of Fame.
Norman Hill was a community leader and the first African-American real estate broker in Utica. Born and raised in Eufaula, Alabama, he moved to Utica in the 1940s after serving his country in the U.S. Air Force. He married Alberta Huff, his childhood sweetheart, and the couple had 2 daughters, Norma Jean and Lillian. Norman aspired to purchase his own home for his family. He often worked 2 jobs to save enough money. He eventually found a job as a police officer at Griffith Air Force Base. This made it financially possible for him to purchase his first home at 1003 State Street. Mr. Hill's appreciation for home ownership motivated him to pursue a career as a real estate broker. He was keenly aware that owning a home was key to building self-esteem, instilling pride, and fostering the economic growth of the community. He took evening courses at Mohawk Valley Community College and Utica College. He successfully passed the New York State Broker's Exam in 1975 and opened his real estate firm, Norman Hill Real Estate, on the first floor of his State Street home. Mr. Hill established himself as a broker with honesty and integrity. Throughout his career, he guided families of all backgrounds, sometimes breaking down racial barriers to purchase their first home in the city of Utica. Mr. Hill was also a firm believer in education and giving back to the community. He was a co-founder of the Alga Club, which sought to encourage children in the Cornhill community to stay in school, maintain excellent scholastic standards, and attend college. The club awarded scholarships and hosted an annual picnic for all children at the Leisure Time Center on West Street. Norman was an active member of the St. Paul's Baptist Church, and he served on many community boards, including the Cosmopolitan Community Center, Mid-Utica Neighborhood Preservation Center, Leisure Time Center, and Neighborhood Housing Services. Shirley Waters was a pioneering newspaperwoman, painter, and community advocate. Born in Syracuse in 1921, her family moved to Rome when she was 13, and she attended Rome Free Academy. She went to college at Syracuse University, where she met her husband, George B. Waters, and earned her BFA in painting in 1943. The couple married later that year and went on to have 5 children. Shirley learned the newspaper business at a young age from her family, including her maternal grandfather, Albert Remington Kessinger, who was the publisher of the Rome Sentinel from 1928 to 1941. Her husband, George, was the publisher of the Sentinel from 1964 until 1993. During this time, Shirley served as the Sentinel's vice president and secretary. She was a full partner in all major business decisions and was widely admired throughout the newspaper industry. Shirley was a talented artist, creating more than 400 paintings in diverse media. She exhibited her work in many juried shows, and her art can be found in numerous collections. Shirley was an advocate for the arts. She was a member of the committee organized in 1979 to restore the Stanley Theater, and she was instrumental in the development of the Griffith International Outdoor Sculpture Park and the Rome Art and Community Center. Shirley received many awards for her community service, including the Woman of Merit Award for Art, the SUNY College of Technology Distinguished Service Award, the YMCA Salute to Women Award for Art, and, along with her husband, the first Saul Lazovic Service to the Arts Award for unselfishly giving of their time, effort, and financial support to the arts. Throughout her life, Shirley shared her kindness and friendship with many. She spent her last years at Masonic Care Community in Utica until her passing on December 23, 2021.
Colonel Marinus Willett was a Revolutionary War hero whose actions helped the Continental Army claim victory and who is known for his bravery and courage during the siege of Fort Schuyler. Born on Long Island in 1740, he served in the French and Indian War and was an active member of the Sons of Liberty. He served as second in command to Colonel Peter Gansford at Fort Schuyler. In August 1777, British forces under General Barry St. Leger attempted to capture the fort. Willett played a crucial role in organizing the defense during the siege. He led a successful attack against the Native Americans and Loyalists, capturing 2 encampments and taking their supplies and 5 British flags. This greatly demoralized the Native American forces allied with the British, leading to their retreat. Despite being vastly outnumbered, the American troops were able to hold off the British forces for weeks. Willett and his soldiers used various tactics to deceive the British, including creating fake cannon noises and sending false messages. Eventually, the British were forced to retreat, and Fort Schuyler remained under American control, a crucial victory in the Mohawk Valley. Willett served at the fort until 1778, when he left to join the main army under General Washington. He commanded all the American troops in the Mohawk Valley from 1781 to 1783, deterring countless raids by Loyalists and leading several counterattacks, one of which resulted in the death of Walter Butler, a notorious Loyalist leader. After the war, Willett returned to New York City, but remained in public service as a 2-term sheriff and a 1-term mayor. When he died at age 90, thousands mourned his death. The National Park Service Visitor Center in Rome, New York, is named in his honor.
Thank you so much. I'm so moved to be here. I'm sure that some of you at least knew my mom. And I'm just so happy that the Oneida County History Center has chosen to honor her. She passed away 2 years ago. In 2021, she would have been 102 yesterday. Wow. She did so much for the community. She brought dozens and dozens of students from foreign countries to the region through the American Field Service program. She was on the board of Munson William Proctor Institute in the 1990s when they were having a kind of a financial crisis, and really helped pull that through. She was also part of creating sculpture space. And the sculptures at Griffiths Park, she helped choosing those. Of course, she was an artist, and she was the owner and kind of great mover behind my dad at the Rome Sentinel. She was on the New York State Council for the Arts. She was at the Lawyers Fund for Client Protection in New York City. But her real talent was making people comfortable. She had a smile that lit up the room. People loved her. And she loved her community service, and she didn't care who you were. Everybody was welcome. Thank you all so much.
It's now my honor to welcome Lillian Woods, the daughter of Norman Hill.
Good evening. This is a wonderful affair. My heart is full this evening for the honor of my father's induction into the Oneida County History Center's Historical Hall of Fame. My father left a legacy of service, not only as a real estate broker and founder of the Alaga Civic Club, but as a man of God who loved his church. My dad did not have an easy life growing up in the segregated South of Eufaula, Alabama. As a young person, there were not enough good options open to him for upward mobility due to prejudice and discrimination. He worked for mere pennies at a local restaurant, bussing tables, and after graduation from high school, joined the United States Air Force with the hope of securing better job opportunities. After military discharge, he moved north during the period of the Great Migration and settled in Utica. He found a supportive church at St. Paul's. He married his devoted Christian childhood sweetheart, Alberta Huff, who was already in place in Utica, waiting for the marriage ceremony to take place. She was determined. Father's life was a testimony to what God can do, only if you trust and serve him. Thank you so much for this honor.
And now it's my honor to welcome Brian Hughes, president of the St. David's Society, who is accepting on behalf of Everett. Mr. Everett.
Well, thank you very much. The Welsh people have been in this community for a very long time. Everyone knows about Remsen City to the north with a large Welsh population. But really, I'm here accepting this. Really, it's just on happenstance. I happen to be the president of the society, the St. David's Society right now. But really, the person who should be here is Ted Engel. And he is here this evening because he was instrumental in getting Robert Everett inducted into the Abolition Hall of Fame. Through his hard work and effort, he was finally inducted in 2022. And so, Ted, if you could come up here and be acknowledged, please. So, at St. David's, we're very proud of being Welsh. And we're very proud to have all these honorees in the program, including now Mr. Everett. And we're very proud to be citizens of Oneida County. And thank you very much for this honor.
Sure. Thank you. You're welcome. Unfortunately, we couldn't find any descendants for Colonel Willett. However, a couple of his fellow soldiers are here, Joe Bottini, Frank Giotto. They served with him, so we'll give them their certificates. They'll get the certificate later. So, they'll give me for that later. Ladies and gentlemen, I know we're at the Garramone family reunion. It's like the entire side over there, and some over here. We have some that share relatives, but we're not gonna start with you, Your Honor. All right, we're going to start with some others first.
Get another room.
That's true. Community involvement embodies the personal mission of our first honoree, Evon Ervin. Overcoming several challenges early on in her life, Evon was determined to make a difference, and what a difference she has made. A former member of the Utica School Board and currently a member of the Oneida County Board of Legislators, Evon has selflessly given her time to improve the community around her. One is left to wonder when she is home, as her board appointments include ARC Oneida Lewis, the Utica Public Library, Utica's Harbor Point Commission, the Oneida County NAACP, and many others. They pack her weeks up with meetings of organizations yearning to make our community better. We are all better off for her wonderful work, and it is my honor to welcome our first living legend, Evon Ervin.
It's kind of dangerous to give someone that's used to being behind a podium or a pulpit a mic. But I want to thank the Oneida County History Center and those that nominated me for this honor. I wouldn't be here today if it wasn't for my community. I've always been someone that thought outside the box. Anyone that knows me knows that I'm a little outspoken, a little bit, sometimes, and I'm determined to do what I need to do. But I thank God for my family. I thank God for my husband who puts up with me when I'm not home, Lou, always going. I thank God for him cooking dinner for our kids when I was trying to going back to school at 40 years old to get another degree, and he was there. I thank God for my children because they've taught me to be flexible, and I thank God for the partners that they chose because they have become family. But it's good to know that if you strive and if community stands together regardless of what color you are, where you live. I lived in East Utica for a little while. I always tell everybody, I think we ate as much macaroni as everybody else. But they were family. We were family. And it didn't matter if we were black or white, if we were rich or poor, we were family. So I thank you for nominating me for this. I couldn't have done it by myself. I stand on the shoulders of some great people. So I thank you all, and I hope that we see each other again, always on good circumstances. When you see us, let's say hi, let's support one another, let's grow together, and let's be the Oneida County community that we know we can be. We're all in this together, so I thank you.
Highly respected, the Honorable Anthony J. Garramone. Is truly one of the greatest jurists to grace the halls of Utica City Court. So revered for his judicious temperament, tremendous fairness, and legal mind, the city of Utica honored him by naming its courthouse in his honor. Known for his legal intellectuality, Judge Garramone spent over 40 years teaching the law at Utica College, now Utica University, and many future lawyers, legal assistants, legal secretaries, and government employees benefited from his vast knowledge. In addition to law, though, Judge Garramone has spent a lifetime giving back to his community by serving at one time or another on the Children's Museum, Community Arts Council, MVCC, and several other boards. Still sought out for his jurisprudence, Judge Garramone serves as the legal counsel to the Utica Common Council, a position he has held for nearly 2 decades. Let us welcome our next living legend, the Honorable Anthony J. Garramone.
Telling a lawyer he has 3 minutes to speak. It's really ridiculous. Fame, fortune, and family, the most important is the last one. You don't have family, you don't have anything. And I learned that very, very young. Can you name somebody in your life who changed your life? I had that person. I'm going to tell you a story that I couldn't tell for many, 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 many years because I was sworn to secrecy. You see, when I was in high school, I worked in Garramone's restaurant in the kitchen while the rest of the people were going to basketball games. And then my Uncle Rock said to me, you're getting out of high school, you can come work full time. I went out and joined the Navy. I wasn't going to end up in that kitchen. I was a senior at Syracuse University College of Law. Was told by a classmate, go to your mailbox. There's something official in your mailbox at the law school. I went there, and it was official, all right. It told me, you are not to come back to Syracuse Law School in January your last term because you haven't paid part of your last term's tuition, and you haven't paid this term's tuition. I was devastated. First of all, I always wanted to be a lawyer. I couldn't figure out what I was going to do next. And when I came home, I used to go see my Uncle Rock. And we used to talk, but he was not the soft, touchy kind of guy. He was kind of a remote sort of man. But for some reason, I knew he really liked me. So I'm sitting at the bar with him, and he says, just think, Anthony, in a few months you'll be the first Garramone who's a professional. I said, I don't think so, Uncle Rock. He said, why, did you flunk out? I said, no, I can't pay my tuition, the last tuition. I've sold everything I own. I'm done. He turned around, he opened the drawer, and he took out a checkbook. He turned his head, he said, who do I make the check out to? I said, the Syracuse University College of Law. He said, how much you owe him? It was a lot. I told him. He turned around, he had that check in his hand, and he said to me, I'll give you this. He said, you have to promise me, as long as I'm alive, you will never tell anyone. I said, well, when I get out of law school, I'll get, no. This is not a loan. But you have to keep your promise. And that thing about saying it's better to give than receive, that's not a joke. I gave back because I wanted the place my children grow up to be the best place it could be. And I think in a small part, I did that. I'm thankful I'm not on the other list. I tell about a turning point in my life. And all of you have done the same thing. People you don't even know have gone forward in the world because there's something inside of you that gave. And if it weren't for you people out there, and in a small part, me, the world wouldn't be the good place it is in the most beautiful place in the world, Utica, New York.
A true visionary, Frank Giotto's business acumen has made fiber instrument sales a globally recognized company. This recognition has shined a bright light on the Mohawk Valley as our area earns a worldwide reputation in the fiber optic industry. Through Frank's leadership of Giotto Enterprises, hundreds of people are employed right here in the Mohawk Valley, further impacting the overall health of our local economy. In addition, Frank's FIS University has literally taught tens of thousands of people the intricacies of fiber optics. Extremely proud of his home, Frank built and donated the massive Utica Tower that greets visitors coming through and has served on the boards of Hope House, Samaritan Counseling Center, and the Utica Symphony, to name just a few. An innovative thinker through and through, it's an honor to welcome living legend Frank Giotto.
I knew I did not want to follow the judge. Let me start by expressing my appreciation to the Oneida County History Center. I congratulate the new 2023 Living Legends that I share this honor with tonight. Finally, I thank everyone attending. That includes my family and my friends, which are many here. Everything about being recruited was new to me. You're not aware you are a candidate, but contacted and asked if you accept this honor. The question was, do you accept? I took the question seriously. What makes someone worthy of being a living legend? It's not about an exceptional work resume, your ability to run for an elected office and win. It's not about how pretty or handsome you are or how high an IQ you have. All the selected living legends were identified because of a contribution that benefited the region. First on my common trait list is earning our living here. I never considered moving to big cities, my first job was a Utica math teacher, teaching for 7 years. In Utica, I started 6 unsuccessful businesses. Proudly, I never left a bill unpaid. More importantly, it's where I started my successful businesses. Second commonality, we all promoted the region in some way. In 2015, I constructed a 125-foot bright red sign that is seen from all directions by all passing the region. How many know that one? Okay. The third commonality we have is we raised our family here. It is where I want my 5 children and grandchildren to live and prosper. This room is filled with living legends. Perhaps someday you'll receive a phone call like I did, asking the question I was asked. Please be aware, this is my most cherished recognition, and I thank all involved.
You mentioned the book. I just went on Amazon to try and buy it, but it's out of print. eBay. I'll try eBay next. Hard work defines the life of Richard Alexander. The son of Italian immigrants, the East Utica native successfully owned and operated nearly 20 businesses, ranging from construction to banking. His professional successes enabled him to become the noted philanthropist we recognize tonight. Richard has spent nearly 7 decades as a Rotarian, and he has taken the organization's mission to provide service to others to heart. Whether organizing trips to Disney for the underprivileged kids or sharing his time, expertise, and finances with entities like Hope House, Camp Goodwill, and Dodge Pond, Richard Alexander has always made sure to give back to the community that raised him. Richard is unable to be here tonight, so it's my honor to ask our Center's Director, Executive Director Rebecca McLean, to accept in Richard's honor.
Thank you. And I do know he's very sorry that he could not be here to share this with all of you. So he says, ladies and gentlemen, first and foremost, I would like to thank the Oneida County History Center for considering me for this wonderful honor. I am sure that there are many other individuals that are worthy of selection, but I am humbled that you selected me. I have lived in Oneida County for over 85 years. It is a great place to grow up and live in. There are so many safe havens, public parks, clean lakes, streams, beaches, and forests that allow for many opportunities for family recreation. It's also nice to have so many excellent places to dine with family and friends. Our area is so fortunate to have many historical places like the Oriskany Battlefield, the General Herkimer Battle Area, and the Butterfield Hotel, to name a few. Oneida County is a great area for education, with Mohawk Valley Community College and Utica University highlighting our opportunities. It's also a wonderful place to work and create a productive business. This area is so blessed to have an extremely loyal workforce. Our community is so fortunate to have an organization like the History Center that is devoted to keeping the significant memories of all this greatness alive today. I am sorry that I cannot be there in person due to health reasons, but I'd like to congratulate all of the other selectees and, more importantly, thank them for their contributions to Oneida County. I thank God for allowing me to work and live in Oneida County for most of my life. I will never forget this honor. Most sincerely, Dick Alexander.
I would like to thank you all for coming tonight. I'd like to remind you of our sponsors, the History Protectors, General Russell and Michelle Cerf, Dr. Brian Gaffney, John and Catherine McEnroe, and Stackworks with Anita Patullo. History collectors, Kirkland Town historian Richard Williams, Trenton Technology Incorporated, and Albert S. Maslum's CEO. Our history lovers, the CNY Chapter 490, M.O. Purple Heart, Monk Rowe and Romy Bertel, Denise and Greg Evans, the Oneida County Chapter of the NSDAR, Ed and Roma Welsh, John and Kathleen Zogby, and our history believers, the famous, world-famous Oneida County historian Joe Bettini. Round of applause would be great. If it wasn't for them, your ticket prices. If it wasn't for those folks, your ticket prices would be twice as high. We thank Cafe Canole and Holland Farms for the desserts. How about another round of applause for the folks at the Irish Cultural Center? You did a hell of a job. Food was great.